Alright, it is time for the Q&A video. Finally answering the questions. So, I was just getting ready to do this last week, so I said I was going to give it like a 2-week window. Like, recorded everything, made sure everything sounded good. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold it off. I'm going to hold it off for another week, because I did still kind of get questions here and there. And I have been, I got a couple this week as well, so, but this is the deadline and I'm going to answer the questions, so you got any more? Sorry, they're going to have to get missed. So, but yeah, I'm actually really excited to do this, so, and definitely appreciate all the questions. I got a pretty good amount, actually, about kind of what I expected, maybe even a little more, so I think this is going to turn out awesome. So yeah, let's jump into it. I remember on my rock video is when I mentioned I was going to do a Q&A, so a couple people asked me on that video. So I'm on this right now looking at the comments. Justice for the Real Whites, I seen you asked on my questionnaire video, so I'll hold off for that. And then, so starting off, first one, Jared Ramirez. What are some of my top 5 favorite music genres with bands and artists favorite of mine? I listen to all music. I listen to everything. It doesn't matter. Country, piano, like anything. But my top 5 favorite genres would be like R&B, disco. Yes, disco, because it's actually really good music. Rap, of course, like hip-hop. That's like my #1 favorite genre. I do listen to metal and some classic rock, or just regular rock as well. So with R&B, I don't have... most genres, I really don't have like a actual favorite. I kind of just have a mix of different favorites, because really there's like so many good songs, so many good artists. I can't pick just one. So I listen to like TLC, Alea, however you say her name, Alalea, SWV, 112's good. I think 90s to me is the best R&B. Some 2000s is okay, but I think the 90s holds down R&B. Now, as far as disco, a real big reason why I got into disco music and R&B as well, just like older music, because I got into like trying to find samples for rap songs that I like. So like Hypnotized by Notorious B.I.G. I look up the original song and it's a really good song. So I started getting into more and more and finding just a whole entire world of different music. Just like looking up rap samples from songs that go back in the 80s, the 70s, even the 60s. And it's just really good music. So like the disco stuff like Tana Gardner, Parliament, Marvin Gaye, Zapp's really good. Isaac Hayes, another one of my favorites. So if you guys are curious, that I would recommend going into that music, because you can really find some good music. Like if you want just good, solid music, like real music with soul put into it, that's the music right there. That is the good stuff. So as far as rap, hip hop, I do have a favorite, no doubt. Tupac always has since I've been a kid. Tupac's his own lane. Like nobody can touch him. I'm sorry, he's just, I'm not trying to ride him, I'm just being honest. Like, and of course I listen, I mean, being my favorite genre, I have plenty of people I listen to, but Tupac's definitely my favorite. Notorious B.I.G., of course. Eazy-E, another personal favorite. Scarface, I think is really underrated. So, also too, I know this is like older stuff I'm mentioning. I do listen to new music. I do listen to modern stuff. But when you're talking about my favorites, this is my favorite. It's older stuff, always has been, and it's just what it is. Like, I don't think new music can honestly touch the older stuff. It's just, the quality's not there, and it's just so much better back in the day. As far as metal music, so Mudvayne is my favorite. I've listened to them since I was a kid, so, and I just always listened to their music, and I was like, hey, they're my favorite. Even though I haven't really paid attention to them lately, I honestly don't even know if they still make music. I know they still, I think, do tours and stuff, but as far as like new albums and stuff, I really haven't paid attention, so, but I do listen to them from time to time, like when I'm at work or something. And as far as rock music, classic rock, just regular rock, whatever, Rolling Stones probably definitely my favorite classic rock, and then like Alice in Chains, you know, Nirvana, stuff like that. I would say probably actually Rolling Stones, as far as rock music and stuff, has like my most favorite songs. Like the most amount of songs I like are from Rolling Stones. They just really good hits. Just so many hits, dude. So yeah, moving on to the actual questionnaire video. I believe that was all the questions on that rock one. There was only like a couple people. So, first one, Charger 21. By the way, I'm a big Chargers fan as well. My favorite team. Even though they really pissed me off last year. But anyways, blonde chicks or brunette chicks? So, definitely brunettes all day, man. I dated some blondes, but when it comes down to it, like, my actual preference is brunette. My current girlfriend is brunette. Also, too, I swear, your hair color really matches your personality. Like, something about blonde chicks, they're really just more kind of wild and sluttier. Just from my experience. Maybe that's just my experience, but... And for me, too, it has to be like a darker blonde, like dirty blonde, kind of. I cannot do like a bleach blonde. I can't. I don't find that attractive. So this is what it is. So brunettes for sure. Then yet another question. I'm not sure why it's paired together. Do I think GTA 6 is going to be woke or good or woke as fuck? It already is woke. The game's not even out and it already is. It's already documented. It's will still be good. Like, no doubt. Like, GTA 6 is going to be groundbreaking. I will get it. I plan on getting it. But if they decide to pull the bullshit of they're going to charge $100 for this game, because there was big rumors about it and still is, I'm going to hold off for it. I don't have to have this game right now. I don't have to have any game. To be honest, I don't almost buy games brand new. I always wait. I have so many games as it is, and I don't need another one right away. So it will not hurt my feelings. As far as this game being woke, look at the goddamn, the team behind it, dude. It's all fucking women, and they're all liberal looking. Like, bleach hair, bull ring, shit like this. You already know nothing's gonna come out of that. It's already woke. Which they already implemented, like pride parades and stuff like that on the beach. That's already been confirmed. Like, that's an actual thing. So, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of videos of, you know, people dealing with that situation, and I can't wait to see it. And then too, I've seen videos of like GTA Online. I don't play GTA Online anymore. I haven't touched it in years. Like the new story stuff they're putting in, it's all like, oh, we're all friends. We accept everybody. Everybody's inclusive here. All this dumb shit. Shut the fuck up, dude. Even if that stuff didn't bother anybody, it's still just a turnoff. It's still corny. It's gay. And it's just like nobody wants a storyline like that. Just stop the bullshit. Stop the, oh, we gotta accept everybody. What is that kind of storyline? It's fucking stupid. So, of course, you're probably gonna see it in this game as well. There's no doubt. So, next question. T-Master Ray. Thoughts on Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. So, which I did, by the way, I read everybody's comments before I started. So, that way I, had my answers pretty much ready. So, I pulled it up, and, because to be honest, I don't pay attention to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, I do, but I don't go bonkers for it or nothing. So, got a handful of people. Got Phil Collins, which I agree on that. Definitely, I listen to his music for sure. Billy Idol, also listen to his music. Iron Maiden. Joy Division, New Order. I actually don't know who the fuck. I don't know what that is. I probably heard their music. I don't know. Oasis. I like Oasis. Sade. I don't know. Luther Vandross. Don't know. But to be honest, Wu-Tang Clan. I think that's awesome. Hell yeah, dude. Definitely listen to some Wu-Tang. That was performer category. So this one's early influence awards. Cecilia Cruz. I think I've heard. I don't know. I don't even know how to pronounce this person. Fela Kuti. Fela Kuti. I don't know. Queen Latifah. Of course I know Queen Latifah. Good music. MC Lyte, I think's very underrated. Honestly, I think MC Lyte's probably one of the most underrated rappers, especially a female rapper. Like, some people even say she's greatest. I don't, personally, maybe not, I don't know. Then Graham Parsons, I have heard of them. Musical Excellence Award category, Linda Creed, Arif Martin, I think I said that right. Jimmy Miller and Rick Rubin. And then, how the fuck is this pronounced? Amit Ortegun Award, I guess. Ed Sullivan. I know Ed Sullivan, so I agree with this list. I think it's alright. I see nothing wrong with it. Most of these people on here I do listen to, actually, so moving on. Kingslayer. How do you feel about today's world, like basically this generation's society, of how bad it's gotten through the years compared to like years and years ago? Every year we're just slipping further and further. I'm not joking. You don't have to even be political to know this stuff. Like, it's all politics aside, the quality of life in general is just slipping every year. We're losing out to AI. The elites. When I say elites, I'm talking like people like Mark Zuckerberg and stuff like that. Like, I'm not every rich person is against you. Like, people really need to stop this bullshit of, oh, it's the rich people. No, they're not all like that. But truthfully, it really does just feel like the world is down to get us just regular folk. Us middle class people, I guess you could say. Everything's just not as good as what it used to be. Movies, obviously, are so fucking trash. Music is definitely trash, not where it used to be. Gaming, there still is a lot of good gaming things going on, but a lot of bad business practices, especially these days. I think that's the biggest thing with gaming, is just the business practice of it. Socially, like, societies is, we're just so far apart from everybody. Like, don't worry about saying happy birthday to people in person anymore and celebrating. Oh, just leave a comment on their post and that's good enough. Like, there's just no social aspect to life anymore, it seems like. I get it. As you get older, things grow on, people move on, people pass, stuff like that. But, I mean, get together with friends and just have a good time, dude. Like, I think that's a big problem, is when it comes to quality of life, we're not socially interacting properly anymore. It's just all social media wise. And you know, I'm probably like most people. I'm a simple man. I want to be able to pay my bills, gas to be affordable, and groceries. And you know, if I want to go on vacation, instead of like, oh, I can't because things are too expensive. I fucking hate having to say that, but that's the truth. That really just grinds my gears, dude. But that's simply all I want. And I want like good music. I want to see good movies and stuff like that. And I just want good gaming. But unfortunately, we can't get any of that these days. You know what's sad too? I think this is the first time in my life, my mom's side, we did not get together on Easter this year. And I got a big family on my mom's side. And from what I heard, nobody just responded to like group texts and stuff like that. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? This is how things are getting. Nobody wants to do anything no more. Everybody wants to, oh, I gotta do what I want to do, and oh, I don't want to go do that, and I just don't feel like sitting there and talking. What are we gonna do? It's really depressing. So you can really say society has gotten depressing over the years. And I couldn't imagine we do that on my dad's side with my grandma. That would be so disrespectful. If we ever, on my dad's side, was like, hey, we're just not going to get together. I would feel so bad for my grandma. She does not deserve that. She wants the family time. She doesn't have many years left. She's older. She's in her 80s. Early 80s. I think she's 84. But yeah, that's basically like, socially, I really think society's just gone downhill the most out of everything. As far as like this generation, you're saying, so like if I want to include, I guess people are getting out of school and stuff, I feel bad for these people. Their lives are just, they're already cooked. Not just from social media like TikTok brain rot, but just the way the economy is and stuff like that, and the way things are going. I feel bad for these kids and these people who are in their early 20s who are just now getting into life as an adult, and it's already fucked for them right off the get-go. This is why people are becoming more conservative, like especially at a younger age, because they're getting into the world and it's like, they're like, what the fuck is going on already? They're already seeing it. My best advice with the way things are these days, just get your money and don't be like boomers and have to save it all and everything. Like, you don't have to save it all, so you can spend it, have some fun. But I mean, do increase your bank account. It's the biggest thing right now. Socialize, get out with your families and stuff and friends, try to get together and buy guns. Definitely buy guns. That's, at the end of the day, that's what it's gonna take sometimes, unfortunately. Next question. So Corey, what's your top 3 favorite Call of Duty games? Which ones would you like to see remastered? So, easy one. NW2, my favorite all time. I love that type of warfare. Something about that, like that game setting was like, you know, kind of Afghanistan, mountain stuff, all that stuff. I love that type of warfare. I don't know why, it just always was my favorite type of stuff. And modern has always been my favorite stuff as well. This, World War II as well, because I had a grandpa fight in World War II, so, but even besides that, I still just love the war itself. Not in that type of way, like I don't wish that stuff would have happened, but you get what I'm saying. And then, I would say Black Ops 2, no doubt. And I remember when that game came out, that game caught a lot of flack because of the futuristic stuff, and I was one of the people. I was like, I don't like where this is going. But that game was really good, actually. The campaign, the zombies is great on it. It's fun. So much fun. And the multiplayer was really fun as well. I actually played with more people on Black Ops 2 than I have any other Call of Duty. Like, as far as, like, online friends and even real-life friends. As far as my third one, I'd have to say probably Modern Warfare 2019. Like, and this is my personal. So when that game came out, which is the last one I bought because the rest of them after that are fucking trash. I don't care what anybody says. And it's all rehashed trash. So, when that came out, I was like, whoa, this is completely different. And not in a bad way either. I was like, man, I really like where this is going. I thought the gunplay and everything was just so much fun. And that was the first year. No. Black Ops 4 had Battle Royale, that's right. So I guess it was the second year of the Battle Royale stuff. And that was the only one I played it on, because I didn't care to keep playing it on the newer ones. But yeah, I had a lot of fun playing the Battle Royale on that one, because me and my buddy would get on all the time, do duos or trios. And then there was like, I forgot what mode it was called, Resurgence or something, where you could be brought back to life after so long. That one, personally, I thought was really fun. That type of mode. And it's not... There's plenty of good Call of Duties, like Call of Duty 4, Black Ops 1, of course, I played those back in the day. MW3 as well, I played that big time. I still actually get on that once in a while, me and my buddy. And we do play Black Ops 2. I only play the older stuff. Up to 2019, anything below that is what I play. Anything newer than 19, I never fucked with and never will. I'm done with fucking Call of Duty. As far as new ones, it's a fucking sports game. That's all it is. And the new one just got announced too. Guess what it is? It's like, I think Modern Warfare 4 or something. Oh my god, man. Just kill this shit with the biggest knife. This shit is so played out. But, sorry for the rant there, but I just had to. I'm over Call of Duty, man. Like I said, I'll play the older stuff and that's it. Which ones I like to see remastered? So, I think, didn't they do Modern Warfare 2? But I think it was only like the campaign. So, it wasn't online. They did that like years back. Call of Duty 4, first Modern Warfare or whatever. That one got remastered. That was really good, actually, and underrated. I wish more people would play that one. I don't know why, but that one's just really underlooked. Black Ops 1 for sure. Unfortunately, none of this shit's gonna happen. They don't want the older stuff to keep going. They want the newer stuff. They want to put the newer trash, make more money off it. They're more interested in putting out new slop than they are bringing back older ones or trying to keep the older ones alive, which they are. They're still alive. But they're not really doing nothing about modders and stuff like that, which that's a problem. So, and it's like that by design. Like, that's what they want. They want the modders to fuck the games up so people go into the new ones. But it's not going to work on me. Moving on. So, Justice for the Real Whites. Here's your comment on this one as well, which it was the same one I believe you asked. First one, what do you think of... Oh! Almost forgot to... I had the stipulation of... I'm only going to answer 2 questions. That was if I had, like, way many comments, which... I didn't get overloaded with comments, so... I'm actually going to answer everybody. So if you... I know some people did ask more than 2. I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to just answer everything. And plus, honestly, why not? Because it's not like I do this all the time anyways. And... you know, I'm really enjoying this, so I'll answer every question if you ask more than 2. So, yeah, what I think of Cena's failed heel turn last year. So, the biggest thing about it, like, it is too late. I mean, that's the thing. They didn't turn Cena heel in his prime, which everybody asked for that. No, instead they had to do it right when he's, you know, exiting the company, like, actually retiring. So it was already a fail from the get-go. It's just one of the things where it's too late. It's just too late, and just I don't think it worked that well. And then so that Gunther guy beat him. And you guys, I'm sure you know by now I don't watch product no more, but I do hear and keep up with things sometimes. I mean, I guess that's fine. I seen the thing where, like, what was it? Cena didn't want to tap. There was all like that stipulation. I forgot what everybody was coming up with that. Like, there was a meaning for it. But the way I see it is like, who else would have been good to, like, beat Cena, like, for his last match? Like Lesnar, they've already wrestled 100 times. Orton already wrestled 100 times. It's like, and it's not like the company has all these big stars. Like, you got Reigns, but Seth Rollins and stuff like that. I mean, I guess those guys could have worked too. I don't know. I do. One thing I like about it, that Cena actually, like, tried to stay in character, like, tried to keep the kayfabe, which I think is a real important thing, because there is no kayfabe in wrestling no more. You got guys fucking no-selling. Like, that's an actual thing now. It's just, like, to no-sell. And then you got social media and stuff, so it's like you can already see what these guys are doing, which are already promoting it, like what they're doing outside anyways, like the wrestlers themselves. So I like that Cena tried to keep this, you know, the heel persona in his outside the company, you know, in his personal life. But to me, just the biggest thing was, it's just too late. I was uninterested, because if this would have happened like 10 years ago, which even then kind of would have still been late. I mean, it would have been better. But, yeah, anyways, so second question you asked, do I watch modern movies? I haven't watched a single one since Ghostbusters Remake 2016. Only watched classics, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and early 2010s. Not really, so, but I did, on Mother's Day, I took my mom and my brother, because he wanted to go too. We watched the new Mortal Kombat 2 movie, and it's a good movie. I think it was good. I watched the trailer. It was supposed to come out like back in October, and they pushed it back till basically May. So, yeah, we watched that that was about a month ago or so. It was genuinely a good movie. There was some woke shit, especially like towards the end of the film, that really was fucking annoying, but it was good enough to where I put that aside. You know what I mean? So, now as far as the, like, 2021 film, I didn't watch that one because it wasn't supposed to be that good. So everything else, The last movie I can think of I watched modern-wise in an actual theaters was the Twister, the 2024 one. And I only went because my parents invited me. Other than that, I was never interested in those films. It was an okay movie. I thought it was fine. They're not meant to be really that, like... They're meant to be corny. So, you know, you gotta put all that aside. And then, as far as movie theater-wise, that's like the only two movies I've seen in years. Other than that, I've not been to a theater in forever. I can't even remember the last time. And I remember back in the day, we used to go all the time. We would watch the Spider-Man films, like the original Tobey Maguire ones. Pirates of the Caribbean. We've seen like every Harry Potter in the movie theaters. We've seen all of them. But you just don't have that shit no more. You don't. You don't have those type of films no more. I do watch Hulu, so I watch... There is modern stuff I watch, like Smile, the new Smile. So 1 and 2, I've seen both of those. To be honest, I think the first one's way better. That's just my opinion. I've seen it like 5 different times. I think it's really good. As far as like a newer horror film. There's another horror film. I can't remember the name of it. I think it came out in 2020. This family gets stranded in a cabin in the wintertime. It's supposed to be like a getaway cabin, and the husband leaves to like go get gas or something like that, or to go find help. I can't remember. And like this, and then the mom, I think she's she's a stepmom, so she's not the real parent of the kids, starts losing her mind, and it's a really good film. I thought it was really good for a horror movie, but I can't remember the damn name of it. And there was another one, horror film. It was a World War II movie, like they time traveled. But it was actually modern, but they time traveled and didn't realize it. Because they were all in a coma, and you'll find it out at the end of the movie. These guys basically had to hold up in like some sort of abandoned mansion or something like that. And they committed war crimes and stuff like that, and they were like, why is this happening? Well, they didn't realize what was going on, and it's a really awesome movie. And then at the end of the film, like I said, they wake up in a coma, and then like it all makes sense. So, but I can't remember the name of that film too. I think it came out in 2020 as well. As far as older stuff, when it comes to movies, older stuff is always going to be better. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You're not going to have movies like Scarface, which is one of my personal favorite movies of all time. I know that movie had a lot of like bad plot holes and stuff like that, but as far as the movie itself, just a classic. Casino, another one of my favorites. The Mask, I love The Mask with Jim Carrey. I actually watched that at work the other day, or a couple weeks ago, just playing it on my phone. The original Mortal Kombat, ain't nothing topping those. The 97 one was not that good, to be honest, if you really think about it, but it's still a great movie from an entertainment aspect. You got other personal favorites of mine, like Home Alone. Falling Down's another good one, I thought. That one came out in the 90s. As far as like 80s films, you got like I said, Scarface, personally my favorite. Full Metal Jacket. Spaceballs, I thought that movie was hilarious. And you got like the original Shining, which they're one of my favorite films. Breakfast Club, definitely one of my favorites. I grew up watching that for sure. Star Wars, and a lot of people don't like Star Wars, which is fine. I understand that's not your type of like genre, but no doubt, like classic films, man. Back to the Future, I don't really ever watch that much, but I'm not gonna say it ain't a classic though. It's just, you'll never have movies like that again. You'll never have. You can fucking remake them all you want to modern day and all that stuff like that, and all these older films. Like a remake version of a film is not going to have that same original feeling. It just won't. It can't capture that. I haven't seen one that does. So, and as far as like 2000s, I definitely watched like Fast and Furious and stuff like that. Not the newer ones. Get out of here with those. Honestly, in my opinion, I think 2000s probably has like the best in like early 2010s comedy. Like that's really to me when it peaked. So I do watch a handful of those type of films. So yeah, but ain't nothing gonna top classic films. There ain't no way. So, let's see here, move on. Cool J, what kind of music do I listen to? Do I like new metal, like Korn, when I was younger? Yeah, no doubt I like Korn. And which I pretty much already answered half of that question already. What kind of music I listen to? So, you know, like rap music being my favorite, classic rock, R&B, stuff like that. So, as far as new metal, for sure, I do listen to. I pulled up like a whole list of things, and these are all people I listen to. So, like you mentioned, Korn, Slipknot, Linkin Park, Papa Roach, Limp Bizkit, System of a Down. I do like some Deftones. Static X is pretty good. POD. There's Mudvayne, which I do listen to. Seven was my favorite metal. Seven Dust is pretty good. Mushroom Head, Godsmack, Drowning Pool, Rage Against the Machine, even though they're a bunch of pussies nowadays. Head PE, some Taproot. Yeah. Pretty much. Some of these I actually don't recognize at all. Powerman 5000, pretty good. 311, no doubt. So yeah, definitely listen to some new metal. Which I kind of did put that as my favorite genre. If you want to say like metal, new metal, whatever. It's pretty much all the same. So yeah, next question. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. Devonai 89. I think I'm saying that right. What is my day job and any crazy work stories? So yeah, my actual like full-time job, I do polyurethane material. So well, I work with more than just that. I work with like aluminum and magnesium and stuff like that. So I just make like basically that type of stuff. I make parts, so polyurethane parts, aluminum, magnesium, stuff like that. I work with all that type of stuff. So it's pretty interesting how that stuff works as far as polyurethane. So it's like two different materials and it expands and it like just keeps foaming up, and it's pretty cool to watch actually how it's how it works and stuff like that. As far as magnesium, aluminum's kind of just aluminum, like everybody's seen aluminum, how it's made and parts made from, stuff like that. So nothing really too fancy about that. But as far as magnesium, if you get water on it, you will blow the fucking place up. And I'm not joking. So people who work around it, you can't have. I don't actually work with it. It's already made when I get it, so I don't have to worry about that. But the people who do make it before it comes to me, you can't have water around, which sucks because it's a really hot environment. Well, at least especially during the summer anyways, during the warmer months. So you get a drop of water on it, you're dead. Probably. You're going to blow the fucking place up. So luckily that's never happened. That would be a crazy work story if that happened, and I hope it doesn't. As far, honestly, I haven't really seen anything crazy. My last job though, this happened right after I left, so some guy lost like 3 fingers, and I actually would have probably seen it if I was still there, but I left like a couple weeks afterwards, so I didn't actually get to see it. Not that I want to, but it would have been a definitely crazy work story. But I guess you could say that I could include that. But yeah, I've seen other things like corruption right in front of me, stuff like that, which happens at a lot of places. So, anyways, yeah. Other than that, nothing too crazy, which is weird because I've actually worked a lot of different jobs, so I'm surprised I haven't seen more. Moving on, single guy. Thoughts on Orange Cassidy or AEW in general? I actually had to look him up. I've heard of the guy, but as far as I don't know. I guess he's a big star over there. He is in AEW. Just by looking at the guy, like I'll pull a picture up right now. He just looks like a mini version of Jack Swagger. That's all he looks like. He looks exactly like him. He reminds me of him. I guess his attire's like this denim shit. Okay, that's nothing special. He's a vanilla midget. That's all I see out of this guy. And he wears aviators. Like, cool. As if he's the first person to wear aviators as a fucking, for a gimmick. I see nothing special about him. But I can't really say too much because I don't know too much about him. So, and hey, maybe he is good. I don't know. Maybe the guy can cut one hell of a promo and he can wrestle his ass off. I don't know. Now, as far as AEW in general, I've watched it like when it first came out, like just to watch it. It's in the name. All X WWE. That's what it is. It still is. I still see Edge and Christian on top. Like, those guys are on top. And you got Jon Moxley, who was an ex-WWE guy, who's one of their top guys. That's all it is. I'm glad there's competition. And there's something alternative to watch. But at the end of the day, is it really any different? It's really not. It's the same guys. They're all just older. And you have your new guys like Orange Cassidy. I don't know if he was WWE or not, but I don't know. There's just nothing special about it. I do like the atmosphere, though. It reminds me of like kind of Ruthless Aggression days. So that's something I do like about it. But other than that, it's just, you're not really watching much different of a product. I hate to break that to people, but it is what it is. All right, but next question. Certified MVP. Been watching you forever. Okay, so you asked more, which is fine. I'm gonna answer every one of them. First one, what's my comfort game, like video game, and a game you just play and zone out? So, really any single player game, most of them, some do still frustrate me, like something like Elden Ring. I would not recommend playing that for like a chill zone out game, even though it's single player. That's something I wouldn't play for that reason. Something like, there's a game, so I play Car Mechanic Simulator because I'm into cars and stuff like that. That's a game where I sit out and chill. And I'll play like YouTube in the background, kind of catch up on videos and stuff. And just, there's no frustration in the game. It's a simulator game, you just play it. There's some games on Steam I play, so like, there's a game called Contraband Police. Pretty fun game. It takes place in Russia and you play as a border patrol. Pretty fun game. There's also other simulator games. There's like a grocery store simulator, so like you can open your own store and just expand it. And it's a pretty fun game, actually. It's free to play on Steam. Again, no frustration. It's just a chill game. Most games I buy on my PC, I bought for that reason. Just like to chill out and just play. The games I play for serious are mostly console. I'm a console person. So, basically anything on PC I play for fun. So, like, I play older games too as well. Like, Majesty. It's an older game I grew up with. I don't know. You guys might not have heard of it. I don't know. Maybe you have. Also, two games like Gran Turismo and Forza and stuff like that. I just like to roam around in cars. Do some challenges, stuff like that, and just have fun. I casual play online as well on those games, so and I just have fun. I don't really compete, you know what I mean? Like, I don't do like online competing on those games very much. So, next thing you asked, what's one thing from the 2000s, or do you feel nostalgic for those times? No doubt, no doubt. To be honest, I have this weird, I don't know what you could call it, maybe like a nostalgic depression sometimes, where it hits really hard. And a lot of times it'll be before I go into work. And I just get this like nostalgic feeling, and it actually puts me in a down mood. So probably not a good thing, actually. Maybe that's like maybe something that could mean something. Like maybe I just miss those times so bad that it puts me down. If I had to go with like the biggest thing I miss would be, well, all of it really, to be honest. Probably growing up with friends and just hanging out and just being kids. Just most of my childhood friends I do still talk to and keep up with. We still actually hang out and stuff like that, which is awesome. I'm really glad to see that. I just remember like getting out on bikes. We were real big bike riders. Always had our bikes. Got into like skateboarding and stuff like that. And just getting outside and just having our own world. Just like, put like video games aside, like definitely split screen gaming and stuff like that. I really miss those times. You would just have so much fun with your friends. But we would just get outside, just have this imaginary world we would come up with, and just have fun. That's just what we would do. So those are definitely probably the biggest thing I miss about back then. Just the simpler times. That's what it boils down to. But yeah, so third question. What are my thoughts on Gunther and Obi? How do you say his name? Obafemi or whatever the fuck. I know who you're talking about. Being the legend killer. So yeah, they gave him these gimmicks of the new legend killer. You know, obviously Randy Orton being the original. Here's my thing. So when it came to Randy Orton, they called him the legend killer because he would attack people that were older, as far as like these classic wrestlers that were done, like well retired. I mean, he would go after anybody. So the thing with Gunther and Oba, if I'm saying it, excuse me if I'm saying it wrong, by the way, they're beating wrestlers that are like retiring now, like just now retiring, like beating them into retirement. I don't like seeing that because, like, if they're gonna keep this gimmick on and then what are they gonna do this to Randy now too? I don't want to see these guys go out like that. So, for instance, like Gunther beat Cena, and you know, I'm fine with that. Like, I'm fine with Cena choosing to lose in his last match and going out that way. But if they're gonna do this with every guy now, so like with Oba and Brock Lesnar, I don't want to see that, dude. Like, Lesnar teased he was retiring because he lost the first time. They're supposed to rematch, and he came back like 2 weeks later. I've seen all that. Let's say he does lose again, and Lesnar goes out sad and all this stuff like he did the first time. Man, it's like, I don't want to see that. I don't want these guys going out. I want to remember them, and like with Kurt fans, to remember them as like these great legends, not get beat in a bad way and then go out, and then that's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like with Randy, it worked. It was really great because he would attack like old, done retired people, and it was awesome. But now with these two guys, I don't like how they're doing that. They're sending these guys off into retirement, you know, losing it in bad ways and stuff. So as far as Oba though, he's got like a good look to him. I think he's got like a kind of larger than life look to him. I don't think he's anything too special, but if I had to like judge by his looks, I'd be like, okay, he's believable. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, I have to say this real quick. How many fucking times are they gonna do this? These gimmick matches with Lesnar that, Lesnar's a smaller guy, they got a bigger guy on him. They've done this with that, again, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Omos or whatever. So, like, they did that with him, like, Lesnar's a smaller guy, that was the whole thing of the match, and, dude, it's like, we've seen that 100 times. They used to do that back in the day in his first run. Back in the Ruthless Aggression, like Matt, god damn it, Nathan Jones and Matt Morgan and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just tired of seeing that type of stipulation. It's like, Lesnar's a smaller guy, oh my god. And your fourth question, what's my line of work? So I did answer that earlier about the polyurethane and the metals and all that stuff. So making parts for that out of that stuff. Now, as far as my side gigs and stuff like that, I do mechanic work on the side on like vehicles, but only for people I know, because if I start getting random people, I'm like, hey, I'll do your brakes for you or something like that. That could be dangerous because I don't have insurance on it. Like, that can come back on me. So that's why I do it for people that I know, and I only do stuff that I know I can do. Like, I only do a job that I know I can do. I'm not gonna, hey, I need my motor torn down. If you can get down to this and replace this, I'm probably not gonna do that. So, yeah, basically I only do things that I'm comfortable with. Things that I know 100% I can do. So, in yard mowing and stuff like that, I do a lot of that during the summer and stuff like that. Not just with my yard, but I do my parents'. We also have some land on my dad's side that my uncles are actually paying me too, so I took that up. And yeah, it's just small change, man, and it adds up. And depending on what I do, like mechanic wise, I can actually make really good money. And to be honest, I wish I could do that for a living, like kind of mobile mechanic repair, but I don't know, it's just not as easy to get into that. But yeah, and I just kind of take up just like little other simpler things, like if I can find something or if I know somebody that needs help with something. So and sometimes it's offered to me like, hey, you want to help me out with this or whatever, and just make a few bucks on the side. Next question, Rick Rubin, long time watcher, first time commenter. What's your favorite Chuck Norris joke? So I got one here, and it's related because Chuck Norris died recently, so which is a shame. It says death once had a near Chuck Norris experience, so I figured that I like that one in general, but I figured it was more appropriate because, you know, like I said, he just passed. So and another one, Chuck Norris can unscramble an egg. I don't know why I find that one funny, but it's just like a real simple one, and I just think that's funny. But man, there's like, I mean, there's thousands of jokes you can look up. I remember as a kid, like even when I was a kid, Chuck Norris jokes were a big thing. So next question, Adam B. What are my 3 favorite bands? Kind of already like talked about this earlier, but as far as like band wise, so Rolling Stones, probably, I guess Mudvayne, because they are my favorite metal band, so I'd probably put them as my favorite band as well. And I'd have to say probably Alice in Chains too, because they just, those 3 bands to me had like my favorite, the most amount of songs I like out of them. And Disturbed, I could put Disturbed up there too, probably definitely one of my favorites. Not really too much to talk about since I kind of already answered that one. The Garland, what fast food joints do I have beef with? I don't know if that's a pun. As far as like if I have an actual problem with them, like ones I refuse to go to, so fuck Taco Bell, fuck McDonald's, honestly fuck most of them. I used to like Burger King too, like that was kind of my go-to, but their shit's got sloppy here lately, and their quality's gone to shit. Like you're getting, I used to go there, the reason why, and it wasn't that long ago, their burgers are big. Like you would get what you pay for. Their fries, thick fries, dude, nice. I think they taste fine. You can get frozen custards from there too, which I do sometimes. But now it's like, the last time I went into the one where I live, like actually sat down and ate, the food was fine, like kind of, like taste wise it was fine, but the service was shitty. I had this fucking fat pig of a manager just bringing my food, didn't say nothing, like it was fucking slop, which she just was like, there it is. I was like, fuck you too, you know, especially too because I had to wait and I was on lunch. So basically I had a dentist appointment. I remember it. I had a dentist appointment, left for work like during my lunchtime, so I ate lunch during that time, and I'm on using my vacation time for this. Here I am. I waited like 20 fucking minutes or more for this food to come in. That's how I get presented it. I get it basically thrown in my face by this fucking slob of a manager. And then, oh yeah, just the food was just, like I said, tastes fine, but it was just not there. I was like, where the fuck is, like, where's this burger at? I feel like I'm missing half of it compared to what I used to. I used to get like a big fucking, just flame broiled burger. And I just get this mediocre bullshit. So, yeah, as far as Burger King, I don't think I'm going there anytime soon. They rebuilt a Dairy Queen here, which so far has been good. I do go there once in a while. Usually the one I go to is Dairy Queen as far as fast food. I actually went almost a year without fast food. I think the first time I had it was like back in April or something. And that was the first time since like about then. Actually, maybe June of last year. So I went almost a year without fast food. No, 4th of July. I remember because we went to Sonic. My mom gave us some Sonic. Took us out to Sonic. So yeah, as far as McDonald's too, their shit has gone trash years ago. And what's up? Oh my, I already know what's up actually. If you want me to get technical with it, these fucking fast food joints turning into like these fucking lounges. They're not even fast food joints no more. They have no theme to them at all. And I know the reason why is corporatization. That's all it is. Build it simple, give you slop, you're gonna pay for it anyways. That's what it is. At least with this Dairy Queen, it actually still has a Dairy Queen theme to it. Our Taco Bell used to, that's gone. It's still around, but they redid it, and it just looks like an ordinary building. The McDonald's, every McDonald's around still has fucking, just looks like somebody's living room. Oh my, I'm not even joking. Ours, specifically, not even joking, looks like a fucking living room. I'm like, this ain't even a restaurant. Let alone a fast food joint, McDonald's. It looks like I'm chilling in someone's fucking living room. Yeah, what else? What else we got around here? Quite a bit, I guess, but Sonic and Dairy Queen, it's like the only two places I'll go to now. But anyways, so next question, Pim Tool. Thoughts on the modern Eminem? Also, my girlfriend doesn't like me buying guitars. I only have 3, but she has tons of multiple stuff. Should I confront her on her hypocrisy or give it up? Definitely don't give it up. Well, here, let me answer your first question. Modern Eminem, as far as his music, I think he's better than ever. I think he's still putting out great music. I think he's highly overrated. And the reason why, a bunch of small town white girls are why he's so popular. Like, I swear to God, every small town white girl, who's your favorite rapper? Eminem. Immediately, it's Eminem. You can tell that Eminem, when it comes to like great rappers that are alive, those are the casual listeners. Like a lot of his fan base are the casual like rap listeners, like that and Kendrick Lamar. So I think they're both overrated, but I think they're great rappers. Like I don't know if I'd put them as GOATs. I mean, I guess for your list, if you wanted to, that's fine. But now, as far as him as a person, he is an industry liberal bitch. That's what he is. He's this Donald Trump. He's a massive TDS guy. Like, probably, out of all, like, musical artists, probably him. He holds the cake for that. I don't understand it, dude. Who knows if it's even genuine? He's probably doing that just to get fucking deals and stuff like that, like most of them anyways. But yeah, as far as his music, I think he's still putting out good stuff. As far as your girlfriend issue, well, you came to the right place. No, but in seriousness, like, one of the biggest things, my pet peeves, and I stand by this, is double standards. I can't fucking stand it. You apply a rule, you have to apply it to yourself. So if she has a problem with you having multiple guitars, like I said, you only had 3. My brother has, I think he now has 5. He just bought a new one. He just bought an acoustic. I would have nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. Unless you're spending like way too much time on them. Maybe that could be an issue, but having them in general, I have no problem with that. And you said she has multiples of other stuff, so I don't know what that is. I'm sure it's girl stuff. Shoes maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, don't put up with double standards. And, you know, her being your girlfriend, I mean, don't just give up. Don't just like throw in the towel. You gotta talk about it. That's the thing about relationships. Like here lately, with my mom and my dad and stuff, I don't know if it's because they're getting older or what the deal is, but I'm really having to fucking just be blunt and be like, hey, this is a problem. Or, hey, you guys need to be doing this. So, at one point, you gotta speak up. And if she leaves you over that shit, I'm gonna be honest, there's probably somebody else. I think if anybody leaves somebody, if somebody is quick to leave a relationship, especially over like something you're just trying to talk it out over, like, hey, this is a problem, and they're just like, well, you know what, I'll just leave you, shit like that. I'm gonna tell you right now, man, there's somebody else. She's already got somebody else lined up. For all you know, she could be talking to somebody else during the time you're with her. Not trying to put things in your head, I'm just like being realistic though. and going through my experience as well. So just talk it out. That's really the best I can say, to be honest. Next question. So Brody King, another relationship question. Would you ever consider being in a relationship that's open to swingers? Swinger lifestyle? No. And I'll get to that here in a second. Well, here. Okay, you did ask 2 questions. So, as far as swinger stuff, no. I'm not into that. I'm not going to judge anybody if they are. Like, open relationship type style and stuff like that. My woman's my woman. I've been with her for about 3 years, actually. So, hands off. Ain't nobody touching my gal. Again, I'm not going to judge somebody for being that way if you're open. I'm a traditional man. Again, my girlfriend's my girlfriend. We're going to have what we have, and that's it. And what are my thoughts on single guys trying to go to a club designed for married couples in the lifestyle? If you're talking, I don't really know any clubs that are like for married couple. Seems like more of a single thing. I don't really know how to answer that part. Like, usually when I go to clubs or something, you know, couples do go out sometimes. Like, if they just want to go out, I wouldn't say really a club designed for married couples. I've never really seen that. Or okay, well, maybe like a dance hall or something, like, say, for a family event or something. Yeah, it's kind of, I guess you could say, designed for couples and family wise. But if you're a single, I'm gonna say this though, if you're a single guy, at one point, I mean, if you're in like your 40s going to clubs still, you think you're having fun, but dude, really, I feel like you're a sad person. Like, I feel like it's kind of like a last resort thing to like, oh, I never had the relationship I want. I didn't have kids. This is my last resort. I'm just clubbing. I've seen it too. I've seen people like that, and I'm telling you, they're miserable. I've talked to them, and I've seen it in their faces. And just the way they are, like they're around it all the time. And it's like, I can tell what you want, and it's not this. So, club-wise in general, I don't have a problem if people go to them, but I feel like there's a certain point that if you're still going to them and stuff like that, like if you're single, then it just gets kind of sad. And as a couple too, if you go out once in a while, I wouldn't do it all the time. Because I'm telling you, you start going out more and more as a couple, like to clubs or bars or whatever, you're going to start having problems. I'm telling you, it will happen every time. I know people that are married and stuff like that. They don't go out like that at all. They have no problems. No drama. No she looking at you or he grabbing you and stuff like that. You don't have that shit. So there's hopefully I answered that the best I could, because I couldn't really answer half of that. Next question, Chris Maples. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Do you prefer more of a spectacle in pro wrestling, or would you rather be more like UFC and the match build-ups and stuff like that? I want wrestling to be wrestling. I want UFC to be UFC, or MMA, whatever, however you want to say it. I want baseball to be baseball. I want NFL to be NFL. I don't want... I've said it. I've said this for years to myself. Probably even in modern videos too, as well. That I've made. I don't want sports to be like other sports, and it's happening all the time. NASCAR tries to be like this dumb fucking playoff stuff and stuff like that. I haven't watched NASCAR in a long time, since like I was in school. But they did all that stuff, and it's like, that's what made NASCAR great. It was its own thing, and now it tries to be like other sports. As far as pro wrestling, no, you can't do it like UFC. If you start doing this bullshit of, let's say instead of actual match building, like match building and then like story builds and stuff like that, and you just have like guys go out in press conferences and do interviews and stuff like that, you don't have wrestling. That's what like 60-70% of wrestling is. Like the match build-ups, the storylines, stuff like that. So if you start doing it UFC style, it's over. You don't have wrestling. This is just my opinion, but you gotta have wrestling, stay where wrestling's at, and that's the match building, the storylines, the characters, all that stuff. Which, by the way, it's pro wrestling. It's fake. I don't want it to be like... They've done this plenty of times. They did it with like Kurt Angle and TNA when he had this like MMA match. which I think it was with Samoa Joe or something. Brock Lesnar's done it plenty of times. Cain Velasquez was in WWE for a minute. Ronda, they do these like MMA style matches and stuff like that. And they've been doing that stuff for a long time. I mean, it just don't work. Everybody knows it's fake. I want to see storylines and characters in wrestling. That's what I want to see in the UFC. I want to see fighters. I want to see them trash talk, have some bad blood, fight it out, and stuff like that. So, yeah, definitely you got to keep it separate. Next question, Tony K. Yelp. What temperature do I think complimentary water should be at a restaurant? I have an issue with it always being too cold and drives me crazy. I mean, could probably ask, I guess. I don't know. Me personally, I don't have a problem with either one. If I had to choose, probably room temperature, and then if you have to, you can ask for ice or something. The only time I really have complimentary water is if I'm at a Mexican restaurant, because I like to, I like drinking Corona or something during my meal, so I might like get a water on the side. Usually I prefer ice, but as far as the way they should bring it out, I'd have to say room temp, because you can always ask for ice. So, second question, when I go out to eat, what are your thoughts on restaurants playing loud music? If you're talking about like just music playing on speakers, most places I think are pretty subtle. So like, again, we went to a Mexican restaurant for my birthday this year, and they were playing good music, and it wasn't too loud. There was even a TV above us, and I was kind of watching it. It was an older film, and I could hear it. They even had subtitles on, but you could still hear it. And we could still talk to the family and stuff like that at the table, and not have to like, what, I've had a couple instances sometimes where like at bars, like bar grill places, like bartenders would be in charge of the jukebox, like the music volume. You can usually, some places you can, choose your own music at the jukebox, and then some are just, they play it like the bar itself. Sometimes they turn it up for themselves, and I don't really like that. Like, you should be serving the customer, like, keep it at a good balance. Don't like, I like the song, I'm gonna turn it up, and it's kind of like, well, it's kind of annoying, As far as like a live band, I do not like live bands at restaurants. Like, this is just personal. They are too loud. It's distracting, I think. I'm trying to eat. I'm not really trying to watch a band. So, I tend not to do that stuff. But, you gotta find a good balance, So yeah, we're gonna move on there. So yeah, next question. Hangman, Adam Page forever. Hang on, I got quite a bit going on. What is some of my favorite hobbies or something I like to collect? Something I'm passionate about. So, hobby-wise, my biggest thing is gaming, no doubt. I've always been a gamer. I will game till I die. I will be 110 years old and I will still be gaming. If I physically can, I will still game. As far as other stuff like outside gaming, like now as far as like physical things, big weightlifter. I've been weightlifting since like consistently since 2014. I do lift weights, but like I say, I don't just do weightlifting. I like gym in general. Big gym goer. I won't lie. There is sometimes where I get to a point where I'm like, I just don't want to do it because I feel like I've reached where I want to be as far as body-wise. I like the lean muscle. I've always like lean muscle aesthetic look, which is what I have now. So, and I'm grateful for it. Worked hard for it, and now that I'm at that point, I'm kind of like, what am I doing? But I sometimes have to slap myself in the face. I'm like, no, it's more than just a look, as far as health-wise and stuff like that. Too, so I'm always gonna be a gym goer, which I'm actually building my own gym for like bags and stuff like that, and I just had some floor mats come in because I have a whole big ass room right next to me that I have some bag works and stuff like that. So, and just basically making it like a MMA style gym because I do my weightlifting at an actual gym. So here I do bags and stuff like that, and I got floor mats stuff, and I got like grapple dummies and stuff like that. So all that I just got recently. To be honest, I actually do a lot. I'm actually getting ready to buy another bicycle because my brother got my dad's from his, It's only like 2 years old. So I want to get another bike and start doing some bike riding again with me and my brother. So stuff like that, a lot of outdoor stuff. I wish I had more friends that were like, not jocks, but like more sport type guys, like actually get out and do sports. I would love to play tennis. Golf's fun. I think golf's alright, but a lot of people who golf are kind of douchebags, so I don't really like that environment very much. Maybe it's just around here, but I do like to golf in general. Just like anything, dude. Like, it could be like go to a park and just do some pull-ups on the pull-up bar with some friends or something. Just like that type of hobby stuff. I want to get out and do that stuff, but I don't really have friends like that, unfortunately. I'm big into cars too. I'm a real big car fanatic. I build cars. I have my own. I trick them out. Nothing gets left alone. I have to do something to a vehicle I own. Sometimes I like to kayak too. Got kayak stuff. I do have myself a four-wheeler and dirt bike as well, which both need rebuilt. My four-wheeler I own, I've had that one since I was in like middle school, or probably even younger. Fortunately, it's sat for a long time, so it's gonna need basically restored, kinda, which I'm looking forward to. That it shouldn't be that expensive. And then I gotta get my dirt bike rebuilt so I can start riding that again, especially right now because summer's just now kicking in. So I'm sure there's things I'm missing, but I do quite a bit. I enjoy doing quite a bit of stuff. Next question he asks, am I married or in a relationship? If so, does my partner give me a hard time about collecting too much or being way too certain in a hobby? I ask this because I collect guitar picks. My wife gives me a hard time about it. Even though she has more shoes and hair straighteners than I have guitar picks, which is funny. Which is something I was talking about earlier. Curious if I'm in a similar boat. Any advice to handle it? So, basically answered this earlier. Yeah, with a girlfriend. She's actually foreign, Asian, Philippine to be specific. Been together for a few years now. So, as far as her, no, I don't have that problem. She comes from almost nothing, dude. Like t-shirt on her back type. So yeah, she has no problem with me. She did kind of have problems with my guns, because I do have a handful of guns, and I'm gonna have plenty more. Sorry. That's just what it is. But she understands why. You gotta think, she comes from a place, a lot of Asian culture is under strict regimes, so she's not allowed to have guns over there. It's stuff like that, where she's from, and pretty much any Asian country, you can't legally own a gun, so, and they're under strict regime. So I understand how she feels about that, but she understands where I'm from too, and so we meet in the middle. So, you know, it works great. I don't have that problem with her, but I have dated someone. Basically, I talked about this earlier about the double standard shit. I don't put up with it. You shouldn't either. You gotta talk to her about it. Like, and I see nothing wrong with guitar picks. You're into guitar picks. Actually, my brother was too. He would get like different guitar picks, and they're all pretty cool. They're all different and unique looking. And yeah, I even used that example too earlier about shoes. Women have a big shoe fetish, and they will leave them all over the fucking place. I've had this problem. This is why I'm talking about it. Hell, even my dad has complained about that to my mom. She has so many goddamn shoes, and he can't leave one thing out. Oh my god, it's the end of the fucking world. And hair straighteners, and so I don't see why you need a whole bunch of straighteners, but that's a girl thing. I wouldn't understand it. Again, yeah, you just gotta bring it up to her and be like, hey, this shit's not fair. Like, why is it you can do all this, but I can't? Especially like you're talking about guitar picks, you're talking about little bitty things. Like, you can fit them in a drawer. You can fit them in like a computer slide out drawer or something. That's how I used to keep mine, me and my brothers. So we used to live in my parents' house. Just gotta mention it, man. Don't let it eat you away, you know. And like I mentioned earlier, if somebody leaves you over something like that's real simple, and you bring up a problem in the relationship, and they leave you over something that mediocre, obviously it wasn't meant to be. Like, don't sit there and stress and hang on to it, because if she's willing to leave you over something that simple, then fuck it. You know what I mean? That's how I would be. And like I said, a possibility that there's somebody else on the line anyways. So that's the best I can say. I can't really help you out any more than that. But next question. God first, America second, woke last. Hell yeah. Like the name. Do I have any good tips or good recipes for cooking chicken? And when I eat it, do I chop it all up at once or then eat it, or do I chop it as I go? Well, either way, but so I do have a couple good ones if you're interested. Unfortunately, one of them I can't give you because of my mom's recipe, but she makes a bomb-ass chicken parmesan. Her own recipe. I think she might have got from my grandma. But yeah, if you want a dish, if you're interested in that, that would be a really great dish. Something I make myself is like some homemade Chinese I've been doing here lately, and it's been turning out really good. So get yourself some like little chicken tenders, white rice, some vegetable. I prefer like peas or something green. I put spinach in mine too, and then all this is a good healthy meal as well, except for the like teriyaki sauce that they would use at like a restaurant or something. That stuff's not good because it's got soybean oils and shit like that. But I don't go hard on it either. I put like just enough to kind of liquefy it a little bit. Because honestly, it is kind of more of a dry meal, and I have trouble like eating stuff like that. Like with chicken itself, I have to have a sauce. I cannot eat it the way it is. I'll fucking choke on it. But yeah, it's real easy. Just, you know, throw them on a skillet or something. Put whatever, like olive oil. I use olive oil. Or avocado works as well. You can use whatever spice you want. I use like lemon pepper and stuff like that sometimes. Or you can physically put peppers in, or not peppers, but lemons in it. After it's cooked, chop it with poultry cutters. Or you can use a knife if you want to. Or you can pre-do it before you cook it. You can chop it with poultry cutters and cook it that way. Yeah, and then after that, just mix it in a bowl. Super easy. Good filling meal. A lot of nutrients, protein, stuff like that. Carbs, if you're into carbs. And yeah, it's really good. Turns out good. It's just something I made one day. I was like, you know what? Seems simple. I'm going to try it. Because I was craving Chinese, but I didn't want to go out and buy it because it's not really cheap. So nowadays, eat out. So, and honestly, anything chicken is really easy to cook. It doesn't require that much. I mean, you don't even need to test out the heat level in it. Really, you don't have to stick a thermometer or nothing. Once it's white, it's done. It's the same thing with fish. Once it's, you know, white enough, pull it out. And that's all you gotta do. So, and me being like a mostly healthy eater, I'd say at least like 85% is what I eat's healthy. Like deep fried chicken, I try to stay away from. I'll eat it once in a while. Same thing with fish. Deep fried fish, I try to stay out of. So yeah, hopefully that helps. I believe this is the last question now. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody's question because I got them all pulled up. Hopefully YouTube is pulling them all up for me. So, Crunch number 1 fan, are you into cars? If so, what's your opinion on Chevy or American cars in general? Feel like quality's dropped over the years. Yeah, so I just mentioned a little bit ago. It's one of my hobbies. I'm a big car fanatic. Something too, going to back to one of the recent questions about the hobby. To the person who asked me about that, I actually thought about, as a kid, I used to love collecting Hot Wheels and like stuff like that, and just those little die-cast cars. As a grown adult, I'm sure some people are gonna think it's weird, but I do follow like car clubs and stuff like that on my Facebook, like for actual vehicles that I own. So I own 4 right now. I thought about like collecting die-cast cars again, like just to collect them. I know a lot of people on the clubs that do that stuff too, that I follow. I see nothing wrong with it. Like, you don't have to be a child to collect something like that. I'm just a car person, so it's like something I would do in general. Or even like bigger die-cast cars, ones like, you know, this size and stuff like that. The bigger scale models. Something I thought about getting back into, but it would not be that cheap these days. So I actually looked at the price of Hot Wheels on like eBay and stuff. I'm like, God damn. I don't know. Oh. So if you're curious, the cars I have, I just bought back in January, like a kind of like a spare get around car, if I need to travel or stuff like that, or you know, economy wise, car too. 97 Buick Regal GS, all black, got chrome wheels on it, looks really good. It does have a little bit of cosmetic stuff going on, but I'm fixing things over time. Most of it's actual repairs I'm doing right now to get the car like 100%. Then I'll start doing body work. So it being the GS, it's got the 3.8 supercharged, really great motor. Only has like 160,000 miles on it for a 97, so that's really good. Unfortunately, I could tell the car's had quite a bit of owners. Somebody used to smoke in it because the carpet smells like cigarettes. Like, You open the door and it just smells like a fucking bar. I'm like, oh man, definitely unappealing for sure. I would never ever smoke in a vehicle. I can't believe people actually do. Something I can never stand. But yeah, pretty good car though so far. I got a Mazda RX-8. I used to love those cars as a kid. The RX-8s and the 7s of course, but good luck with that. You about spend about 50 something grand, 60. Been a really good car. I did have to put a new motor in it. This was years back, about 5 years ago. So other than that, dude, I mean that car I barely had to do anything to. There's just thing about rotaries, yes, the motors don't last as long, but in that time, you have a really good motor. Like, just in general, like, you don't have to do much to them. There's not much components to them. And the RX-8s themselves are actually, the one I got is an 05. Pearl white, looks real fucking good. I got it all tricked out, I got different wheel sets and everything. I trick everything out. Like, nothing gets untouched. So, those cars, as far as economy-wise, was rated the best handling car of 05, I believe. As far as, like, mass production cars. So, I got a pretty good gem, to be honest. It's really immaculate-looking car, and it sounds great. I got a aftermarket exhaust on it. I have a 94 Silverado that my dad bought when I was in, like, 2nd or 3rd grade. That I bought from him back in, like, 2015, so I've had it for over 10 years. Motor's still running strong. It's got, I don't know, almost 220 on it now. Actually, 217, I think. So last year at this time, I actually got the truck rebuilt. I actually took it in on my birthday of last year, and I got it back like right basically at this time last year. So it took them like 2 months. So I got the whole truck body work, like they took the bed off, did everything, like all the body. It's been redone, the frame. They painted over it and repainted the truck, redid the decals, all that stuff. So that's the whole truck's like almost factory look, like straight from the factory again. And I get compliments on it all the time, like more than I think. Like people are like, man, that's a really nice truck. Sounds good, always sounded good. It's got the 350, so the 5.7 TDI or TBI, I forgot how it's fucking pronounced. Really good motors, probably one of the best V8s ever made. Those 5.7 TDIs or TBI. I forgot which way you say it, but as far as like V8 wise, probably one of the best motors ever built. Now I spent a pretty penny to rebuild it, the body and everything. The motor's still fine, so no reason to touch it. The thing is, I want to keep the truck for a long time, and that's the plan. Like once it started rusting out and stuff like that, just from weather and stuff like that. The paint chips, which is common on those. People are like, oh, why don't you just replace it, buy something new? Like, no. I have a good vehicle. I know it's been a good truck since my dad's had it when I was a kid. So I was like, I know what I have. I want to just fix it up and then keep it for a long time. And so it's almost like a brand new truck again. Instead of going buying a used $12,000 truck that God knows what's been done to it. That's always a risk. So I just rebuilt what I had, so restored it basically. And then my other car, so I have 3 cars in that one truck and 2 motorcycles. So I got a little Honda Grom, that's a real fun little bike, and good on gas too. That's a big thing about it. And I got an 09 Ninja 650R, so it's Kawasaki. Been a really good bike. Get compliments on that bike as well. So my other car is a built one I've had, which I bought it for that reason, like as a project car to build, and I've had it since 2015, so you know, a little over 10 years. Had an original motor in it. It blew up because it was just abused and not taken care of as far as the motor. It was rebuilt, which I didn't believe that shit because once the shop I had it at that did my motor swap took it apart and was like, hey, look at all this shit, and it was just everything was fucked up, dude. So I replaced the motor in it. If I forgot to mention too, it's a Nissan 240. It's a 93, so it's an S13. So I put the Japanese version of it in that car, and it bolted right up and everything. So that's why I did that, because I was like, real simple, and there's plenty of mods for it, for them motors. I have it just where I can about get it running, but I ran into a couple more minor problems that I'm trying to get fixed. So I just bought more parts for it to fix that problem. I also have a body kit for it, so once I get it running again, unfortunately, it's gonna be sitting again for the body work. I'm gonna put a body kit on it. So I bought from a buddy. I got it all laid out, sitting in this other room. So definitely looking forward to when it's done. And I'm probably gonna keep that car till I die, because I'm like, I've had it for so long, put so much money into it, and it's sat for a long time without running. So I'm like, I'd be a fool to get rid of it, to be honest. Especially too, because they're getting really sought out after, and not cheap these days to buy one. But yeah, that's, all the cars I have now. I've had others in the past, of course, all tricked out. I got to. As far as my opinion on American or Chevrolet cars in general, so yeah, I'm a GM guy to heart. Like, if I had to choose any vehicle over anything, it's going to be GM. My mom and dad are both GM people. Mom has a Cruze. They got a spare car. It's a Cobalt. Dad's had multiple Silverados. He's got a really nice one, 2014. He bought a couple years ago, which I recommended to him. And then the GMC he had before that was also mint. He bought it mint and had a little bit of rust going on, unfortunately. But he got rid of it and got Silverado he's got now, because he had that thing for like 10 years. So American cars in general, unfortunately, they don't make too many cars anymore. Everything's fucking crossover, SUV, trucks. You can't really get cars these days brand new. They done killed them all off, which they are coming back now. They're starting to come back, and they're starting to realize, I think people are starting to realize, hey, we actually do want cars again. So I've seen Buick's supposed to be coming out with a sedan with a V8. They're supposed to be coming out with that. Probably going to be off the Cadillac platform with the CT or the CT5s or whatever, the Black Wings, which would be really awesome. I think that I'm looking forward to seeing that. Of course, they're bringing the Camaro back again. I already knew. They killed it in 24. I was like, it ain't gonna last. And sure enough. But honestly, it's mostly American cars, because they still, like the big three, just kind of killed off cars. But they are coming back. And there's still a demand for them overseas cars like Honda, BMW, stuff like that, Audi. So it's just an American thing, and I can't fucking stand it. I wish there still was Chevy cars, stuff like that. So Ford and Dodge or whatever, Chrysler. Then talk as far as quality, yeah, I mean, no doubt, that's a fact. Like, quality has dropped, and a lot of the reason is like that on purpose. For many reasons. So, like the company I work for, I make auto parts. So, they make stuff from Mexico and all over the world and stuff like that. We actually have guys from Mexico helping us right now, like my department. They go down there and stuff like that because it's cheaper and stuff like that. So, and a lot of times what's going to happen when it's cheaper, you're going to get cheaper quality. And then doesn't Ford have like the most fucking recalls in history right now? Don't they own the cake for that? So, like their Broncos, the brand new Broncos, the motors are just grenading. I've heard it about GM's cars or trucks right now too. They're ticking time bombs as soon as you buy them, which it should never ever fucking be that way. Kia is another one, really bad motors. Out of all things, that's the last thing you want is motor problems. As far as like the actual motor, to a point where you're gonna have to replace the whole motor. It'd be one thing if it was like, I don't know, bad belts or something. Like, okay, Ford's known for having bad belts. This is just an example. That would not be such a big deal, but it's motors. And it's not just Ford, it's Chevy, Kia, stuff like this. All these companies are just having bad motors out the factory. So the entire quality is gone to shit. And it's getting to where they want, a lot of parts are designed to where they're designed to break at a certain mileage, where like right after the warranty, and it's like that on design. So, and then it gets to where, a lot of people can't replace that stuff on their own, so they send it to a dealership or something, which is part of the plan. That's what they want. Send it to the dealership, because you just void the warranty, and now you're stuck with, I don't know, a bad fuel pump or something. Like it goes out right after your warranty. which is like that on design. So, and they're making things to where you almost have to send it to a shop. You can't work on it on your own. That's why I'll never, ever own a fucking EV. I'm not ragging on someone who owns one. My brother's looking to get one. I'm kind of trying to like sway him like, hey, maybe not. But he's got multiple vehicles, so it's okay if he does. But like, you try to work on that stuff, you're more than likely you can't. I mean, what if your fucking computer goes out, like for your gauges and stuff? Have fun with that. I don't want to tear that shit apart. I mean, it's no different from a fucking cell phone. I don't work on cell phones, so I'm not saying I couldn't, but I don't want to. I don't want to tear something like that apart. So I couldn't imagine in a vehicle. Speaking of that, like Dodge and Chrysler has real bad. They're bad or known for having bad electric problems, like with their radios and gauges and stuff like that. So I tend to stay away from that stuff when I work on vehicles too. I'm just not much into that stuff. I can do it, but I try not to. So I don't really like to take dashes apart and figure out, okay, what's going on with this computer situation. I fucking hate that. So, and it's bad enough when you buy a brand new car and it's maybe 2 years old now. You've had it for a couple years and shit goes south. And well, it's quality wise. That's the way it's designed. They know they can make good parts, dude. Like vehicles, like with my 94, this is why I own older stuff too. Not only is it paid off with cash, I own it. I work on all my own stuff. So if I can, unless it's too drastic, I gotta send it into a shop. Or if I just don't want to mess with it or don't have the time, that happens too. So, yeah, good luck working on, you know, this newer stuff. Like say you gotta take the fucking dash out and replace this computerized bullshit that they're stuffing in cars nowadays. Not only is it, you know, bad quality, but it's just a massive headache. To be honest, I actually thought about making a video like this maybe in the future about just cars in general, how shit they've gone. So, it ain't no doubt, it ain't just feel, it's a fact. Like, cars in general, the quality has dropped over the years. Everything's disposable nowadays. It's not even just with cars, it's everything's cheap nowadays and it has to be disposable, so you're always buying the newest thing. So, anyways, I believe that was the last question. Hopefully, I really apologize if I missed anybody. Also, too, this video is pretty long, so a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, so it's going to take a little bit to edit and stuff like that, things I want to edit out and stuff like that. So, if you ask anything after I get off of here, then sorry, I'm going to have to miss it. So, yeah, I'm going to end it. Definitely appreciate the questions. Really had fun with this. I definitely am glad for people who watch me and support me, especially when I was gone for over the years. I really like seeing comments of people that have been like kind of OG listeners. Like, hey, I've been watching for years and stuff like that. So I really like seeing comments like that. I think that's cool. So anyways, yeah, that's the end of this Q&A and I'm out.